Hello, everybody. You got Rick.
Hey.
That's the tired hey.
Yeah.
That's the yeah. I don't even know what to
Mm.
call it. Real quick,
That's
here. Let me just do this real quick. The shortened version.
can't hear it. It's very soft.
Opinions. All
Yeah.
opinions are welcome.
Yeah, I forgot to flip it over there. All right, let's try
Just
one more time.
This is all
That
for
better?
entertainment purposes
Yeah.
only. Our comments are our opinions only. We make no claims as to fact, and the viewer should make their own opinions. All
Yes.
opinions are welcome on Elvis-A-Z. Thank you for your support.
All right. So, can everybody hear us? This is Rick. Hey, Lily. Hey, Laurie. Hey, Teresa. Hey, Nancy. Olga. Hey, Olga Satnin. Did I see Olga in there?
I don't know. I can't see the chat.
Yeah, I'm going to move it over to you right now. Here we go. Sorry. Anyway, I know she's listening because she told me she was packing for her trip. There she is. Yeah. So let's have some fun, guys. Natalie, Jerry's here. Charlie. Ooh, look at that! Damn, we got to 21 already. You guys, yesterday's live chat. Did you see the views I sent you, Cam?
Yeah, it's insane.
It's like that's the high. After each show, we take a look to see how many people came through and watched it. Because what it'll do is, if you guys watch it now and you leave and you come back, if you were to come back within 2 hours, it only counts it as one. But it tracks all new viewers, whether they're there for 2 or 3, 4 minutes or whatever. And that was the highest initial views that we've had on any chat we've had. It was almost 200 people, and
Yeah.
really cool, man. I was like, so we had some fun. We're gonna have some fun today. Hello, Helen. Let's get the hellos going here. All right, we got some trivia. We got the originals. I got some cool stuff to share with you. Um, and we got so I was trying to figure out a way to be able to share Joel's video yesterday, because if I was to put his on there, then I would have gotten a strike because he strikes people. So what I did is I modified it. So I took just the audio out, and then I put it on you'll see it in a second. Then I put just a screenshot of Graceland, and all we're going to hear is a video with the caption. So that's the same thing like we did with Donna's videos. So that way I'm protected. We can hear what he can say. We can talk, because a lot of things he says, a lot of things in there that kind of, and now just to, this is going to be kind of a no holds barred day. Now, because Joel called a few people parasites and things like that, Mr. Unmentionable now has a whole new target. So it's going to be really interesting what's going to happen to him with EPE. Now he's going after EPE. So it's funny.
Before we go any further, sorry. Is there a way you can somehow send to me in the middle of my block? Because I'm moving this computer like it's going AWOL and
yeah, hold on.
Yeah, that's better.
There we go. I redid this scene. That's why this is like that. I got to center me too.
Can you guys hear me okay? Because I did a little bit of rearranging this morning, so I just want to check with y'all if you all can hear me okay. If I'm coming through loud enough.
Yeah, let's check everything out, because we want to make sure there's no. Oh, thanks, Satin. And yeah, please hit those likes and everything. I don't know really what it does for us, but other than the fact that we're happy to hear that, see the likes. But I got a lot of stuff. I'm really excited about today's show, because I'm going to share with you a gift that I got, and the person I got the gift from, I don't know whether I can mention her name. If you if you just give me a thumbs up, I will be more. Then I'll do it. Yeah, if I don't see a thumbs up or whatever, just let me know because I don't want to share. Yeah, some people just want to stay anonymous. But this one's psyched. I did a back history. I did a little deep dive. I shared it with Cam, and it's pretty cool. And then we got our originals. We got I reviewed the stories, the humor stories. So we got it's all on guitars. There's some pretty good ones in there. And then we'll just go. I've also got the Sweet Inspirations video clip, which isn't very long, that we can share too. I just wanna we'll just go, and we will just uh have some fun. We'll do it till we drop, and that might not take long. So, yes,
Not for me anyway.
yesterday, I'm gonna go to the mega screen just for a second here, Cam, so I can
Okay.
see this. So you'll be out of it for a minute. So yesterday I shared this, but I received this in the mail the other day. Boy, that camera's there. It is.
There you go.
Great tumbler, man. It's really cool. And it keeps the temperature, everything good, really good. So it's a great thing. So Laurie sent that to me. So Laurie, thank you very much. I really appreciate that. It came with a koozie, and um, that's going to be good because that way, when I want to go from one room to the other, I can. It's got a strap on it, so I can hang it over my shoulder, and then, um,
Oh,
I'm going to come back. I'm going to come back and share the other item here in a minute with the story. So, anyways, I want to start off with the Joel video real quick. I'm going to try to do a little bit better job of going through the processes. I set a lot of stuff up. I'm learning some things some tricks I can do. So tricks, like I do tricks. So here's the audio. It's just the audio of Joel when he spoke at the coronation, the proclamation. Cam, I don't know. It was really hot by you yesterday. I hope today is better for you. I know I'm not a hot weather guy. Nah, he's suffering, man.
it's
He's not.
it's n-
Yeah. You tell him, Cam.
it's not so much. The sun was pretty much okay today, but we had very light rain every 10 to 15 minutes. So the humidity it's seriously overcast, but the humidity is
Moving me around.
through the ceiling.
Yeah. I'm trying to get these things. I readjusted some of these scenes, so yeah, I sympathize with them because I hate heat too. Obviously we're in the winter time now, but the humidity just freaking kills me. So
I think last time I looked, sometime this afternoon, we were on 82% humidity.
well, what we're gonna do today is we are going to enter the Twilight Zone. Yeah, gonna have some fun. All right, here's Joel's. It's all in caption, so you can, it's got a little bit of an echo from the recording. It's audience recording, but I've taken it and I actually flipped it so well, you're not gonna see the video, so it doesn't make a difference where I flipped it. Anyway, let's just do it. I forget how long it is. It's 12 minutes. And what I did is I cut out Tom Brown's little introduction. This is just straight
Oh, thank God.
for 12 minutes.
Oh, it's so good to see you. Thank you for all that you have been working on behind the scenes. We only get to check in with you in August and birthday. And I mean, some of the things you said on stage in August, if you want to go to Toronto, I'm going to, and people contacted me and said, Joel got me in, that you were making sure that Elvis fans were represented in Toronto. So thank you for that.
Okay, guys, this will be the last time I say this. If for some reason we get bumped off for whatever reason, hang in there. We will be right back.
You don't get enough credit for doing those things.
How many Canadians do we have today?
Hey, Brent.
Of course, thank you for coming. I appreciate it.
So tell us what you've got going on, what you want to talk about, just kind of maybe to talk about the year or what the year is you've had. I mean, it's exciting right now.
It's an exciting and it's an interesting world. I mean, I think, and I'll touch on both. It's an exciting world of technology. You know, I have for, 13 years of my life listened to hundreds of people who were in Elvis's life. Talk about Elvis, talk about what he wanted, talk about who he was, what he would want, what he liked, what he didn't like. I've had thousands and thousands and thousands of emails from fans telling me what Elvis wants, what Elvis didn't want, who Elvis wanted to be buried next to, who he didn't want to be buried next to. I was able to hopefully separate the people, count them on one hand, who had no agenda but Elvis's, to the tractor trailers of people who had their own agendas.
Wow.
And listen, I get it. I grew up very poor, and I've earned everything that I've had, but I understand people who have not, for whatever reasons, developed a way to make a living for themselves. So, like a parasite, they try to feed off a dead Elvis.
I that blew me away. Olga was texting me about this. That statement right there, I could just picture a bunch of people who he's talking about.
That's a bit. I don't disagree with him, but that's a little bit. I don't know what's the word
Well,
you.
I don't think he's summing them all up as parasites, but I can tell you, just knowing some of the things that I've heard that some people have emailed him about or suggested to him, and they just hound on and on. I don't think he's far off, but I don't think he's generalizing everybody. But that's my opinion.
Yeah.
And those can be people very close to him or people who are never met him. Amazing stories from people with no agenda. People who I actually deal with in different ways. Cassandra Peterson, who, as you know, was made very famous from Elvira, who had an amazing interaction with Elvis that was not sexual at all, and that was really Elvis just looking out for a young lady and giving her great advice. So the next iteration of what we're going to portray, how we're going to show you Elvis in the future. And I think Epic is a great bridge to it, because although there isn't really technology in Epic, it is really the closest that you will ever come to seeing Elvis speak about himself, for himself, in a very, casual way. Elvis did not like to, did not like to toot his own horn. He was not political. He did not, he just, he was Elvis. And we're getting to a point with technology. And, I've been pitched, I've been in every hologram pitch meeting that's happened since holograms were invented. And people have thrown so much money at us to be part of, because if you want, who is the best performer of the 20th century? Elvis Presley. Beginning, middle, and end. Right. You want to talk about, he didn't write songs, he didn't do this, he was the best performer. You get him on stage and there was nothing like him. And having a pale, copy of Elvis was never an option for me. And, when we're talking about AI, and I'm sure everyone said, boy, I wish I would have gotten in a video at $1.80 instead of, $180. Our technology is allowing us to get to a point where y'all are going to be able to interact with Elvis. And we're going to do it in many different ways. We're going to become much better storytellers here at Graceland. And you're going to see more and more that the story is going to be told to you by Elvis. There are people that I love who are Elvis fans who are celebrities who loan us their voice. They'll do, voiceovers. When you take the tour on the iPad, obviously, you hear, famous people who just love Elvis and are helping us out. But we need to try to more and more and more give you from Elvis. And the technology is finally coming to a place. Elvis he wasn't an early adapter, he was the first adapter. We can go through the list. The microwave oven, the cell phone. He wanted it first. He loved all of this new technology. He loved the interaction. And we're finally getting to that point where we can start telling you the stories. And one of the first stories that we're going to have Elvis tell you sooner rather than later is about his faith. Because, what I noticed, I'm telling you everything that no one knows, and stuff that's not even done yet. When you looked at all the books, the hundreds and hundreds of books on faith, that not only did Elvis read, but he wrote it. And some really poignant, great points of view, perspective. He was on a journey about faith. He wasn't trying to label people. He wasn't trying to say, my God's better than your God. My faith is better than your faith. And I think that, to me, that's the right way. Is, everyone in this room, I respect your faith as long as you respect my faith. And whatever that is, and it comes and goes, it ebbs and flows. Something tragic happens in your life and your faith is tested. And obviously that happened very, often to Elvis, and I don't know, I don't think he ever fully recovered from the loss of his mother, ever. And we're going to be able to have a conversation, and you're going to be able to have a conversation in a project that we're going to be coming out with next year, where you're going to be able to have a conversation with Elvis. Elvis is going to talk to you about his journey in faith. And that, to me, is such a wonderful, important, great thing. And it's one of just many things that are going to happen. But, we look at technology and some of it's just nonsense, and we never get off our phones. And I see 4 people going out to dinner, and every single one of them's on their phones, not even looking at each other. But there is technology for good. And
real quick, in response to what you said there, Kyle, the challenge with that is that it's always going to be that way moving forward. There's not that many people around that, first of all, worthy. I don't know. I mean, you can and would have the capability of running this. And I don't know. I don't know much about Joel himself, but moving forward, I mean, it's going to be run by people that weren't even alive when Elvis was here. It's going to get to that point. So yeah, I'm with you guys. Some of this stuff, the AI stuff, I'm scared to death with what they're going to do. I
Yeah.
think I think it's going to what's the word, degrade him as a person, as a human. He's gonna here. This is what it is. It's gonna turn him into a freaking cartoon character.
Yeah, it's gonna objectify him.
Yeah, and I don't know. I'm one of the type of people that tries not to pass judgment until I actually see it. I just remember the whole process of going through waiting for Elvis movie to come out. All of the I had little arguments with people on comments about, why are you judging something you haven't even seen yet? Everybody is saying, "Oh, Austin's terrible. Why are they going to have him? They should have this bozo, or they should use an ETA." No, they shouldn't use an ETA because they don't freaking act. And then
Mm.
all these other comments that were coming out, and I prefer to wait and pass judgment, but I will share my concerns in hopes that something doesn't happen or that. So I'm with you, Kyle, on that point right there. The problem is I don't. There's nothing we're going to be able to do with it, because really, if anybody knows, put it in the comment of anybody that was around Elvis when he was alive and spoke to him, that would have the ability to run a place like this or make the decisions. I sure as hell ain't going to give it to Priscilla or Donna or, I don't think, and then some of the relatives that did grew with him, that did were around him, like Billy and all that, it's not in their wheelhouse to run a place like that, I don't think. So that's a challenge. That's what we were saying yesterday. Look how close we are to the point, and I'm not talking about a year or two. I'm talking about within, say, let's just say the next 20 years, or 25 years, a quarter of a century, nobody will be walking the earth anymore that walked the earth with them.
Yeah.
It'll all of a sudden be like Abraham Lincoln and Mozart and all these other people. I'm not comparing him to them because I think he's got there's something more to him than them. But but that's just my opinion. I mean, that's here. This is what
This is all for entertainment purposes only.
I gotta
Our
do this.
comments are our opinions only. We make no claims as to fact, and the viewer should make their own opinions.
Yeah, so I got to do that as well, because I guess I haven't heard of anybody really being affected by, ignoring what this says. But we cover our asses, and I think it's much become a standard to be able to make that disclaimer.
The other thing is I'm also thinking of is with all this AI bullshit, and I say it's bullshit because I spoke
Yeah.
to you about it earlier in the week. I came across some stuff on YouTube and I thought, oh wow, this sounds brilliant, and when I started investigating to find out who these people are, I got told that, oh no, it's an AI group. This is where I have issues with people like Jerry Schilling
Yeah.
specifically, because basically he's the only person that's directly involved with EPE and Graceland.
Yeah.
He was there when Elvis was here.
Yeah.
He knew Lisa her entire life. He knew what she stood for. He knew what Elvis stood for. Why is he not coming up and defending some of this stuff and saying, no, we cannot use AI for this? Because what in essence is happening is they're taking away the human side of Elvis. They're turning him into an object.
Yeah.
They're turning him into a commodity. And that is something that Elvis himself disliked. He never understood it, but he did make his dislike about it known to a lot of people. Although he knew there was nothing he could do about it, uh, he did, however, make it known to people that he didn't like the fact that his face was on toilet rolls and his face was on stupid things. So, in that sense, he's basically allowing what Elvis didn't approve of to happen. Now, for certain people who like to think they're at the top, she knows she's not there anymore. She's not even part of this equation. She will never defend him the way he needs to be defended in this sense, from a commodity perspective. But somebody like Jerry Schilling should be stepping up and saying, no, what exactly are you people planning? How do you envision doing it? And how is this going to affect Elvis's legacy going into the future? Because if they allow this AI shit to become the norm, which it already is, YouTube is inundated by the bullshit. So much so that people can't even tell the difference between a real music group and an AI group. If it keeps going the way it's going, in 20 years from now, even less than that, people are not even going to know what the real Elvis Presley sounded like. They're not going to even know what Elvis really thought about, what his real thoughts and feelings were, because it's all going to be generated and misconstrued, and it's going to be controlled by a computer.
Yeah,
And to,
you're gonna be listening to something. You're gonna. Well, I could tell the difference, obviously, because I grew up and I could pick them out pretty good. But like you said, Cam, in 20 years from now, people are going to say, "Well, is that an AI version of Elvis, or is that the real Elvis? Which one's which?" You know, and so along what you just said, Cam, I, I, m- I love the fact that his home is it may be not the proper word, but his home is a museum dedicated to his honor, his history, his legacy. I don't want
no,
them to turn this thing into a Hall of Presidents at Disneyland,
no,
where you go through and everything's robotic. Well, of course, now it's AI, but you used to go in there and they were all, what I don't know, robots or whatever you want to call them that moved around and talked to you. Well, now they're going to do an AI, and like somebody said earlier, they can make them say anything they want. They could program them to say, and that to me, the younger generation is used to the AI. They're into it. It
mm,
creeps me out.
yeah,
It really literally creeps me out sometimes, and I'm not a fan of all these things that they do. Now, in the aspect of AI, I'm not 100% against it, because I enjoy using it for entertainment purposes in the aspect of we use AI only for creating the voices that we do, the rev and all that. And that's it. I'm not pretending that this is Elvis doing the weather report. It's a manufactured creation, no different than me putting the thumbnails together, which was a bunch of cartoon or cartoons and drawings. To me, that's no different. But I'm not going to take and make an AI version of Elvis singing "I Will Always Love You." You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's I agree with you in certain instances with most things in life, but especially here, AI does have its advantages.
Yeah, yeah,
But to me, in the music world, there are people out there. Rick might know this guy. He's very well known. I've been following for years. His name is Rick Beato, and he's been doing a lot of videos recently about how the music world is deteriorating and
hmm
how
yeah.
quickly
We've had
it's
this conversation, you and I.
how
Yeah,
quickly it's deteriorating because music is not made by musicians anymore. I mean, there are already awards that are being given out, and to me, that's a disgrace on the music world as a whole because it's taking somebody's God-given talent away from them, and it's giving an open door to absolute rubbish, to people that have absolutely no talent, absolutely no other intention than to make money and to exploit people. uh, it's giving them an open door and a green light to say, do what the hell you want.
yep,
You're not gonna be held accountable.
yeah.
And unfortunately, um, in this case with Elvis, it's gonna get to a point where nobody's gonna be around to say, but hang on, Elvis would never have done or said
Exactly.
that.
Yeah, yeah,
The shit is going to be put out on social media, and people are gonna eat it up
yeah.
like candy, and nobody's going to be able to say, but hang on, that was never said, or this has been misconstrued. At a later point, people are not even going to be able to tell the difference between real Elvis and the fake Elvis.
Well,
And that is where the danger lies, because eventually Elvis will become forgotten.
but think about what we're losing with all this AI and the aspect of recording studios. So Cam and I do this inside the studio. We've been doing it for what was the episode today? 46, right? We've been
For
doing almost a year.
46.
All right. So we're sitting here, we're listening to all the takes and listening to Elvis in the studio and laughing and joking and cursing and calling out Georgie and all these kind of things. And it's a blast. That's not going to exist anymore with the recordings today.
No.
They're not going to have outtakes like that because they're not all in the same room. Majority of the time, you do have your bands that do still record like that. And most of them are the older bands, or they're just some of the new ones. Like there's a they do exist, but it's getting less and less. And so I don't want to lose that, but it's going to be it's inevitable. It's absolutely inevitable. And the first AI I saw and I absolutely hated and still hate to this day is the Celine Dion and Elvis doing "If I Can Dream." I cannot stand
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
I think it's just I think it was totally disrespectful. And if it had been a different song, I would have said, okay, that's cool. But now what they've done is they've taken an iconic song of Elvis's and now they've just kind of materialized it. They've I don't know. They to me they bastardized it with having her. And I'm not a fan of Celine, although she has an incredible talent. I just her is the style of music I just don't like. Other than I did like the song from Titanic, but anyways, let's move on. I think you and I are on the same page, Cam. I hate this AI when it comes to creation of music and it's just taken away. Nobody has can be no one has to be talented anymore.
No.
You don't have to have a musical talent, be able to play an instrument. You just go in there, you sing, and they'll come back and correct your voice.
Yeah.
So you could go in there and they can make Bob Dylan sound like Elvis if they wanted to now. That's quite a it's
Yeah.
computers and clicks all the way. All right,
Yeah.
let's go. Let's get back into. We got 4 minutes left of this video.
When when I can see, I was never, obviously I wasn't old enough to ever see Elvis perform, but the things that we're witnessing, the things that we're working on, it's pretty damn impressive and it's pretty damn amazing. And because of the wonderful footage, because of the hundreds of hours of what we have, of which you're going to see 2 hours and 20 minutes of epic, but there's hundreds of hours of Elvis performing. And with that performance footage, we can take that and we can give you something that's a bit more in the future. And we're not talking 5, 4, not even 3 years in the future. But it really is just tremendous, and I'm really looking at this as my drive is to have you come to Graceland and be told great stories, to be able to feel. I was talking to Jack Soden, who I love and respect, and we were talking about, wouldn't it be incredible to be able to walk down Beale Street, to be able to be in Memphis in the mid-50s and feel what people felt. Some of you are old enough to remember, some of you were told by your parents a simpler time. You woke up every morning and you were just so optimistic. Things were, it was the first generation of people buying homes. It was the first generation of people actually owning their own cars. Mm-hmm. We need to, and we are going to really make you part of those stories when you come to Graceland and make you feel like you're in the 50s in Memphis and Elvis is just around the corner. And I'm looking forward to it. It's something
That's just
that,
creepy to me.
if you look at, people have always said to me, I'm blessed because my vocation and my avocation, my work and my hobbies are so intertwined that I would do this for nothing. I mean, this is long ago as it stopped being about the money. I just, I want to be able to look at Elvis and say, that's what my parents saw, that's what my grandparents saw, that's what generations of fortunate people who are able to see Elvis, the best performer of the 20th century. And by the way, I don't think anyone's usurped him in the 21st. Just like, what would it be like to see Da Vinci working on a flying machine? What would it be like watching, watching the Mona Lisa being painted? What would it be like watching, Mozart, basically write the Fifth Symphony? It's, we're going to have this opportunity.
You know what AI is doing? I'm sorry, this will be the last comment I make. We got about a minute left. I just thought of this. AI is taking away our natural ability to have imagination.
Yes, and I mean, what's Joel talking about? We won't be able to do this. We won't be able to do that. We do it every weekend inside the studio. That's why we have the outtakes. That's why we have movie clubs,
Yeah.
because we see. That's how powerful Elvis's energy and spirit still is. That it transcends those platforms even to this day. AI is going to take away that. AI is going to destroy that.
Yeah,
So
I go ahead. I'm sorry, Kim.
no, it's okay. So I don't agree with what he's saying in terms of it's going to give us the opportunity to experience Memphis as it was in the 50s. Go and pull out the Sun sessions and listen to it.
Yeah.
You'll experience. The problem is people have become so used to bullshit, so used to fast everything. People have lost the ability to listen, because that is what music is. Music requires a skill, and that skill is you need to listen to
Yeah,
it.
that's
You
that's
don't
I'm sorry. I got a
go
delay.
for it.
I thought
Go for it. Go for
that's
it.
the reason why Kim and I started the Inside the Studio, is because for those of you who follow us every week on that show, I think about when you first listen to the first one, and think about what you now how you feel about all the creation of the music when you listened to it yesterday. I mean, you guys made the comments that as much as I kept pushing and pushing about having headphones and all that, when you finally did that, you were like, "Oh, almost a religious experience."
Yes.
I hate to put it in that terminology, but that's going to be gone. It's almost gone now, and it's just so disappointing to see. I just we could talk about this all day long, but I'm with you, Cam. Cam and I are in agreement with this whole thing. It's just we're frustrated when we when we do these inside the studio. Sometimes you know, this actually, this inside the studio was the first one I didn't even have to edit, but I edit things out of there because him and I break and start conversations on certain things, and it's all about the destruction of of the creation of music. And I know
To
I
me,
don't know if Neil's still here, and I don't know if you feel with it because Neil's a musician. I've heard him. I've heard a couple of the stuff that he puts up there, and you know he's really good. And you know I don't know how he feels about it, but I'm sure it would be along the lines about losing that creativity, that
authenticity.
yeah, instead of programming, instead of going in chat GBT and type in and say, I want a song, I want this, and it creates it. You got a song now.
Mm.
Now, one thing is it's fun for you know, for games, not games, but just for entertainment. But to come across to saying, "Hey, I wrote this song, I sang this song, I did all this," and to bullshit people, I hate that. Hey,
Uh, uh,
Michael,
and in my opinion is this plain and simple. AI has no place in the music industry.
I don't think so either. No, no. You know, I use a software to record myself, but I record. I don't use the instruments. I use real instruments. Now, occasionally, I'll throw in a little, you know, a little bit of a kick drum or something like that with AI. But most of my kick drums are an empty 5 gallon bucket. Literally, I'll put a rag. I'll put a towel down there to deaden the sound a little bit more. I have tambourines. That's all my percussion and shakers, and I play the guitar straight into it with my. I got a 12 string, two 6 strings. I got a ukulele. I got a bass. I do everything straight with real instruments because when I'm done, I feel like I've accomplished something instead of just you know programming.
It, it,
You know, I grew up
it,
in the analog world, and I love it, but it's almost gone.
it's insane when I heard Rick Beato mention it the other day on his channel that he was saying that they are actually giving out awards now.
Yeah, it's sickening.
It's like, what are you rewarding? What are you rewarding?
Yeah,
I mean, is this back in the day? It was an honor to receive a Grammy award.
yeah,
Now you're getting a Grammy because you pressed a series of buttons and a machine created something. Now you taking the limelight for. I mean, really, where are we going?
yeah.
Where
Oh,
are
well,
we going?
thank you too. Thank you for doing that too, because it really, you know, I listen the first time I listened to it. A lot of times I'll take something, I'll throw it on and listen to it kind of in the background. It's the same thing I do with books. I learned how to speed read in high school, so I'll speed through read general. Now some of these big ass books that I've been getting, I can't speed read through, but you know, I'll speed read and then I come back and just then I'll read it normally and slow, and that's what I do when I'm listening to something like you know some kind of like with Olga with this whole interview. I had it in the background while I was doing something, and then I thought, no, I'm gonna go back and listen to this, and that's why I'm altered it. We got 2 minutes. Let's finish this. We'll finish the conversation. Um,
Hmm.
And
that
we're
way I
going to
can
do it
get.
authentically. There's going to be no agenda. You know, people talk about, oh, when you put information into AI, is it right leaning? Is it left leaning? Is it center leaning?
Yeah.
We're at a time and point where I think we can do the best that anyone's ever done in showing you the authentic Elvis. So we always try to do that day in and day out at Graceland. We're going to be working tirelessly on this. And I think the next 3, 4, 5 years, and obviously next year with the 50th, are just going to be some of the most amazing times. And we're at a point
Mm,
in the
that's
world
subjective.
with technology where we can do better for you. So when you come and see and listen, it's not going to be, it's not going to be someone performing as. It's not going to be someone trying to be. It's not going to be somebody where they film somebody who kind of looks like Elvis and kind of performs like Elvis, and then we're going to wrap that around something. When you see what you see, you're seeing Elvis. And to me, that is just so exciting. And it keeps me up at night, but not for a bad reason, because my mind starts racing. And I'm like, but what if we could do this? And I'm taking notes and I'm writing. And the next morning I'm talking to, we're working with a really amazing film producer who has unbelievable, Academy Awards and credits, so that we do get the cadence right. We do get all this stuff right. But I think we're all blessed to live in a time, unfortunately, not that Elvis was alive and performing, but that next generational leap. So I'm going to leave you with that. That's my mic drop. Enjoy the rest of the afternoon. We love Elvis. We love you. We love our Canadian friends, but also our friends from every place else. You know, every state, every city, every country. You know, what we are first when we're here is we're Elvis fans. So, you know.
I really did expect it. I expected this to be a good conversation, but we're already 40 minutes into it. It's a hot topic. And you know, Kim and I talk about it all the time. You know, it'll come up about how disgusted we are with just, and there are other people. There are still some people out there recording normally, but they still, but or normally in the analog type of way, but still, you know, it's still digital. But I don't know. I just loved working in the studios back in the 80s, 70s. The first studio I worked in was in 70s. It was I was just running cables and doing stuff like that. But when I got to doing stuff in Nashville with a friend of mine, and I'm not talking about the upper class type of Nashville. It was just people who had some friend of mine had a recording studio, and he would record songwriters putting out their demo to sell. So I would go in there and play guitar, and it was just so amazing to sit there and watch the whole process happen. With you got the 16 track or what, even probably even higher than that. Everything is straight in. It was absolutely, you never even heard of digital. You never heard of, you know, what is it, auto tune? You never heard any of that shit. None of it, and it was just real creation. And then when I went over to a friend's house, and when I was living in Aspen, there was a guy there. His name was David Bluefield, and he had a studio there. And he worked with people like Three Dog Night and all that. I never met any of them, but I went in there and to record something, and everything was digital, and I didn't like that. I just wanted to go in there with just my guitar and just go acoustic. But I don't know. Maybe it's just my age. You know, it's just like everything else. Whatever, you know, the stuff that I grew up with, you know, the generations before didn't like. Olga, thank you. I'm glad you brought that. You brought it to my attention. I'm glad I found a way to play it. I hope. I don't think there's anything.
No sound. Your sound dropped.
Yeah, that thing automatic. That wasn't me muting. It keeps tripping that. They can't figure it out. They can't figure. Oh, you know what? Hold on, real quick. I promised them I'd do this. I need to put the time that we're in, and I'm screenshotting that, send it to them. Okay, maybe they'll figure it out now. Anyway, that's the topic on that one. Good conversation. I mean, good points. Everybody has some valid points. I agree in one way or another with everybody on certain things, you know. But I hate it for creating music. I just don't like
All, all I can say about it is it scares me shitless.
it. Yeah. All right, now that we're on the now that let me move over to another thing here. Olga purchased something for me, and I did a deep dive into this, and Olga gave me this really. I'm just blown away by it. I'm going to share it with you at the end, but what I'm going to do is I want to give you the deep dive that I did for this thing. So here we go. Let me pull it up. I pulled up the okay, window there. Okay, and add to scene. Okay. Oh shit! Now it's got me doing this again. I thought I had that all fixed up. Okay. This person's name is Thomas Wayne Perkins, but he goes by the name of Thomas Wayne. Now, I'm just going to go through the history. He was kind of like a one-hit wonder. He did a song called Tragedy. And I got a little clip here. I'm going to play it here in a second. Actually, you know what? I'm going to play a little bit of it right now. I'm not going to play the whole thing. This is Tragedy. This is 1955. No, 58. 1958.
Wind and storm comes the sun.
So I'm not going to get a chance of getting kicked off on that. But so he recorded in a studio that was run and I think part ownership, I'm not for sure, by Scotty Moore. And so Scotty started doing that when Elvis went into the Army. And then all the way up till the 70s, Scotty kind of owned or worked and managed recording studios. So he was Thomas had a good excuse for stopping by the modest facility, not because of Presley, who had already left the label, but for RCA Victor's New York. Oh, shit, I got the wrong story. Oh, so he was hanging around Sun Studio, and that's where he got introduced to Scotty Moore. So they connected up. Scotty was doing some recording. Now, that's the story. That's kind of the deep dive about what I'm about to share with you. The name of the record company was Fernwood. That's what I was trying to think of. And I don't know why I remembered that, but I don't know if y'all remembered this TV series with Martin Mull called Fernwood. It was kind of really stupid and funny. Anyways, so he did a lot of recording for different artists, and this one artist right here, the reason why I'm bringing him up is I'm going to go back to this big screen real quick, and I'll come right back to you, Cam. I found that I can share this easier. So Olga bought this for me. It's an actual check signed by Scotty there, you see in the bottom, in 1958, October 7th, when we know Elvis was in the Army at this time. And the check was for $68.34. It looks like it was kind of maybe a royalty check, or he was paid for some type of work. But it was written to Thomas Wayne Perkins. This is the actual check that was written. You can see on the back the deposit and signed by Thomas Wayne Perkins. So not only do I have Scotty's signature on it right there, it's all protected, so that's why I'm handling it like this. Thomas Wayne Perkins. This is going to get mounted in a frame and hung on my wall. So Olga, you guys are wonderful. I mean, you guys have. I really appreciate everything you guys have done for Cam, and then now Joanne's bought me the book Decoded, and you guys are great. I really appreciate it. It's stuff that I will cherish. Now, while I've been cleaning up, so thank you, Olga. Let me go back. One more thing. So while I've been cleaning up, you guys know I've been on a journey, and so I was cleaning up. So I found a little Elvis.
That's cool.
Okay, and then I found a littler Elvis inside, and then I found another littler Elvis inside.
Gee.
I can't think he's called these nesting things. I thought it was pretty cool. I think my daughter bought that for me years ago, and I thought I'd lost it, and that's what it does. So, anyways, let's get past all that. I'll put Cam back on here. So, Olga, thank you. I shared with you the other day that somebody bought the GI Blues new FTD set for me. That's an anonymous. They asked that it be kept anonymous. And so if you're listening, once again, I thank you. I love it. Absolutely love it. So thank you, Rick. Which was what you and Cam do with the Inside Studio. Oh, thank you. So yeah, you're right, Satnin. It's I got people use it. Well, I like seeing banging up there every once in a while. I don't feel so bad when I. All right. So, and I come across somebody. So I also was giving as a gift the digital version of a book called 30 Silvers: The Betrayal of Elvis Presley.
I'm itching to get into this book.
It is a 780-page, something like that, book that refutes Elvis What Happened. If you've never seen it or heard about it, I got to tell you something. I started with Decoded. Now I've got the book Conspiracy, and now we got this book. We've got that's That's almost 2,000 pages of book. But they're like textbooks, and that's what I love about them. And we're going to share them, and I'm going to have to amp up some of the reviews of it. And but eh, so thank you everybody, Charlie. Thanks to someone that made me end up buying it too. I'm psyched to. Cam and I are going to do inside the studio with it here real soon. Now let's get to some of the fun.
I uh, I went online and I checked about that 50 pieces of gold. That book is as thick as an encyclopedia. That thing,
Oh, yeah, I know. I kind of, I got the digital version, but it's like, holy shit. 700. Well, conspiracy, the same thing. That's 770 pages. And that
yeah.
book, I can't even pick up with. Well, of course, I'm old, and got arthritis now, but I can't even pick the damn thing up off the floor when I drop it when it flipped over the other day.
But I will say this: I'm glad that those kind of books are coming out now,
Yeah,
because I I think it's really important that uh, there are people out there still willing to say, "Hang on," and they are. They sticking their necks out by doing what they're
yeah,
doing. But it just goes to show that you know that book has been doing the rounds for way too long, and it makes it very difficult for people that have true intentions of putting what Elvis was really like and what he was really about
yeah,
out into the world when you still got BS like that doing the rounds. So to the author that wrote that book, well done.
yeah.
Well done. I'm
Well, I
really
love the decoded is now. The next section we're getting into decoded is when Patrick Lacey starts analyzing Dick Grove's book Conspiracy. So now we're going to get into a little of a pissing match here, I think, between the two. So Lily says we have to be careful when using words like porny and banging on this channel. I think we've said a lot worse. Just come check us
I
out on Friday night. You'll hear a lot of stuff.
I never really cared much for Dick Grove anyway. I always felt he was a bag of hot air.
Yeah. All right, guys. So thanks for listening to all that. I'm going to close that window so that I can get some of this stuff off my screen. And let's read some guitars humor.
This should be fun.
Yeah, the first one's is pretty funny. Let's see right there. So last week we started with this book. It's called Elvis Humor: Girls, Guns, and Guitars. And the first section was freaking hilarious. The guns part, I wasn't real impressed with the stories, but this one right here is called Guitars. Excuse me. The first one is called Violets Are Pink, and I need to enlarge this. Hold on one second. Oh yeah. So Elvis's first band in the mid 1950s included only guitarist Scotty Moore and bassist Bill Black. They were an early popularizer of rockabilly, a backbeat-driven fusion of country music and rhythm and blues. Bill and Elvis were the show. Scotty just stood alongside Elvis and did what he did best, play his guitar. Elvis and Bill had a regular shtick, the standard for country bands, where the bass player was a comedian. He taught Elvis, yelled at him, and cracked jokes. Taunted Elvis, yelled at him, and cracked jokes. Elvis was a natural foil, and in one act, Bill walks over to Elvis's microphone and he says, "Roses are red, violets are blue." Bill says, "No, roses are red and violets are blue." Oh no, wait, I'm sorry, I'm an idiot. Okay, roses are red and violets are pink, Bill says. No, roses are red and violets are blue, Elvis corrected. No, no, man, roses are red, violets are pink. Now you're wrong, Bill. I know violets are pink, he says, and at which point he yanks a pair of pink panties from his back pocket and holds them up for the crowd to see. I know violets are pink because I got them right here.
He sounds like a real character.
Yeah, he must have been. You see when you see him on there, on the stage. All right, Nipper. We all know who Nipper is, right?
Yes.
On October 28th, 1957, on the first of his um, two nights of the Pan Pacific Auditorium in Los Angeles, Elvis not only gave the most scorching performance of his career to a who's who of show business celebrities among 9,000 in attendance, but also scandalized himself in the most ribald exhibition that surpassed anything any of them had ever seen. Byron Raphael had the best view and wrote about it for Playboy magazine. Oh, this has got to be interesting. The
Mm.
colonel had put me on nipper control that night, which meant he positioned me beneath the stage and charged with the safety of a 3 foot high plaster Paris canine, the infamous cocked ear Jack Russell mascot of RCA, Elvis's recording label. Elvis was going to use the pup as a prop during Hound Dog. Whatever you do, don't let that dog fall off the stage, Parker snapped, and tell Mr. Presley you're going to hold Nipper up so he doesn't have to worry. He can just be free. No, the colonel often said Elvis has stardust, meaning that it was remarkable how such a shy person could change himself into a creature of infinite magnetism on stage. But the old hustler never dreamed what Elvis was planning to do with that man's best friend. Elvis came out on stage with his now famous gold lame jacket topping a pair of loose fitting black dress slacks. During his 50-minute, 18-song set, he wiggled, bumped, and twisted, according to Jack O'Brien of the New York Journal American, one of many out of town papers that covered the event. But it was the finish of Hound Dog that prompted another paper's headline: Elvis Presley will have to clean up his show or go to jail. I don't know exactly what got into him, but as he launched into that song, he was vastly different from the Elvis I knew at the studio. His eyes were dilated and as if he were taking his direction from someplace far away. Then he did the unthinkable. Pumped up by either adrenaline or libido, he began to unfasten his pants and slowly pull his zipper down, which prompted wild screaming from an audience that was already frenzied at the sexual surge Elvis sent out through the auditorium. With his pants now open but not down, Elvis reached for Nipper, which I still held tight from below the stage. Suddenly, Elvis pressed the dog against his crotch, and I could feel him pushing it back on me as he rode the pooch back and forth at him. I don't know if I believe this story. Pooch
No,
back and forth in a masturbatory glide as the crowd noise grew to a furious roar. Elvis
no.
continued. You know what? Tell me if you guys believe this. I don't know if
Ju-
anybody. Then all of a sudden, Elvis pulled the dog out of my grip and then began rolling around on the floor with him in full simulation. I don't know. Look
No,
who wrote it. Look who wrote it.
no,
Alana Nash.
no. Jim Morrison didn't even do anything near to that to 1967, and he almost got arrested for it.
Yeah.
Well, he did. Well, he did get
He
arrested
fled the
for it.
country. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he didn't want to go
So
to trial.
I'm calling BS on Alana's story. Sorry.
I can't believe 1 minute believe this shit. I'm not going to read any more her. She's the ones that, I don't know. God, I feel bad now. Let's try one more. See what the biggest tour of Elvis's early career took place in '56 throughout Florida. Elvis
Mhm.
rolled into Jacksonville one hot August night after having cut a swath through Tampa, Lakeland, St. Petersburg, Orlando, and Daytona Beach. Colonel Parker's manager was sharp on the state, having started out in Florida first as a carny and then as a young promoter. As Elvis progressed on a wave of pandemonium, plans were being told to broaden it into a national Elvis movement. Yet in Jacksonville, a lone nemesis arose who could block the entire movement. Juvenile court judge Marion W. Gooding was a crusader for all who could block for all who that was good and right for the young people of his state and America. He announced publicly there would not be a repeat of Elvis's last visit to Jacksonville when aroused fans ripped off the singer's clothes after he rotated his hips in a depraved fashion. See, these people describe his movements worse than they really were. He
Mm.
represented a strong political contingent who saw Elvis as a dangerous, sneering, and defiant. I remember all this. The singer must perform clean or would be arrested. Yeah, that's what he's talking about on 68 Special when he says all I
Yeah.
can do is move my little finger like this. Yeah. The judge warned him he would be at the first show to make sure Elvis did as he was told and that he had prepared warrants charging him with impairing morals of minors. He would serve them too. He said if Elvis wiggled his hips, and put obscenity and vulgarity in front of our children as if for proof deputies would be stationed in the wings. Still, the judge attended the first show at 3:30. On stage, Elvis opened with Heartbreak Hotel and threw his hip out once. I'm going to put him in jail, sure as anything. Gooding whispered to the lawyer for the theater, but when Elvis caught himself and had his fun, wait a minute, I can't do this. They won't let me do this here, he told the audience, and then he wiggled his little fingers suggestively in place of his usual movements. It thrilled the story who found the finger most hilarious and deeply, seriously, erotic. This is from Atlanta Dash 2. I'm done. I don't know. I'm not. I can't. Sonny West has got the next one, which I usually like his stories. But Atlanta Nash, that love and feeling. Elvis resumed. I'm just going to go to the actual story. Elvis rehearsals for his Las Vegas appearance. He seemed to be irreverent for that particular engagement during one of his shows. He donned a gorilla mask, and we saw that, and sang, "You've Got That Lovin' Feeling." Another time, he grabbed one of those battery operated laugh boxes, turned it on, and held it up to the microphone, and said, "I'd like you to meet Colonel Parker." He delivered rambling speeches and started giving karate demonstrations, one of them even lasting 20 minutes, and he'd sing happy birthday to band members. This book just gets worse and worse as we go. They started off
Crazy.
good. It's, I can't take anymore. I'm sorry, guys.
Another London. Jeez.
Yeah, I can't take her. I absolutely cannot take that one. She's such a. I don't believe anything that woman has to say. Anyways, guys, at least we got a little bit. Well, to be fair, Elvis's fingers were erotic. Thank you, Lily. Oh, jeez. All right, let's listen to some originals. Real quick, I do have this right here. My website is of. If I got, God damn. Sorry, guys. I set these things up, and then when I go to use them,
They're out of whack.
they're out of whack. And it's just like, what the hell's going on? I see that. I see what this is. No matter how hard I try, I spend an hour setting these all up. All right, so my web page is up to date. So anytime you guys want to know what's happening, it's there. You got okay, why is that not doing anything now? I give up. I give up with technology, guys. This it's like freaking ridiculous. Look at this. Why is it not? Okay, let me. Oh, I know why. No, I don't. Fuck it. Sorry, guys. Web page is up to date. I'll go through the thumbnails later. I just aggravates the shit out of me.
Have to give 10 out of 10 for Lily trying to bail out of this one.
All right, so guys, these are the coats this week that are in the competition. That one, no, go back. Why is it not doing it now? Because I need to put that up there. Okay, that one, we got that one. We got that one. We got that one, which I added this week because I thought, how can I do that without adding this? And we got that one. We've got 5 to vote on today because we're going to end this next week. We got 3 winners right now that have won so far. We got Sliso, yeah. So we had winner number 1, winner number 2, and winner number 3. Those are the 3 that have won so far on you guys voting. Now we have some suggestions for some other ones. So today I'm going to put these up. We got coat number 1 we're voting on. So the first one there, it's right, they're small for me getting it. 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. Here's the poll right there. So to vote for your favorite one of those, you hit pound 1 for the first one. It's just left to right, just like you read. Pound 1, pound 2, pound 3, pound 4, pound 5. Vote it in, and let's give it a few minutes. Let everybody. Here we go. Oh, yeah. Give us some background music.
I'm expecting Blue Moon Bob to pop in here.
He's going to. No, not this one. I don't want to get hit. That's a good one though. So what do we got? We got right now. Wow, I would have thought that maybe the corduroy suit.
Nah, not for me.
You're going for MSG, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought so. Yeah, that's I like the corduroy one.
Although I like all of them to a certain extent,
Yeah.
but Elvis just popped when he wore blue. I mean, even the owl jumpsuit, that blue is just, I don't know.
Wow, all of them are getting votes. Coat 1 right now is in the lead by it's 7. Ooh, it's dropped down to 67.
Come on, Lily, load into your other Gmail profiles. You can vote. We all know you're voting for number 1. Go for it. Let's pull it through.
2 and 3 have no votes at all.
Yeah, that's a pity.
Yeah, they're good ones. What do we got, guys? Ignore my last comment. I don't know what was your last comment. Well, I think we're gonna have a winner. I think our winner is number 1. What do you think?
I object.
67%. Lily, she voted for, oh, she says Cam. I thought she was voting for Cam.
I object.
You object? All right, coat 4 is 22%.
Counsel is leading the witness. I object.
Somebody put a comment. It was a troll, I think.
Oh.
But they put on the comment, well, that number 1, that's not really a coat. That's a suit jacket. Seriously? That's all semantics. It's a coat. Hey, hey, you know where your suit coat is? I never say you know where your suit jacket is. Of course,
Yeah.
depends on where you're from, I guess. All right, guys.
Yeah.
Number 1's the winner. Number 1 wins. So let me close that poll. And that out, that out, that out, that out, and that out. So next week, actually, you know what? That's winner number 1. That's number 2. That's number 3, right? And this week's winner was which one? Number 1.
Number 1.
Okay,
Yeah.
so let me move that over there. All right. Let me reset the poll. And I'm going to delete number 5 option. I'm going to reset the poll. Where's the reset there? Reset results. Okay. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to pick the winner now of those ones we've gone. So this, let me make room for the poll. Here, you guys can see those, right?
Mm-hmm.
Put them on. Oh, I can't do it that way. Can Oh yeah, I can. I just gotta freaking move them up. That didn't win. Shit. Where'd it go? Screw it. Let's just do this. Sorry. You can still see him, right?
Mm-hmm.
2, 3, and there's one more right there. All right, so 1, 2. That's the order right there. 1, 2, 3. Oh no, you guys started voting. I moved around, didn't I? Okay, I'm going to hit a reset. Reset. Start voting right now. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to put the poll up there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Where are we at? Come on. Pop in. Let's let it go for. We'll let it go for 3 minutes. Ooh, look at that. Number 1, and it's a. I still got to get a racetrack thing, then I sound effect.
Yeah.
Number 1. Look at the votes coming in. Holy, good job. What are we at now? Still number 1. Ooh, number 3 coming around the corner, taking that bend. He's right behind the horse ass in front of him. That's the bad thing about seeing second place in a horse race. The only view you have is a horse's ass. Okay, what have we got?
He's so close to the he's so close to the horse in front of him. He can smell yesterday's grass.
Oh my God! You know that's of course everybody knows that's a cow. What's a cow do? Gotta love it. All right, look at that. That's close. Let's go 1 more minute. We're gonna give it 1 more minute.
I have officially been corrupted. Gladly.
You've been corrupted. What, by me?
No.
Oh, there's our cow again. Oh, it's our cow now. Oh, gee.
Depends which cow you're referring to, Lily.
Yeah.
If there's one, if the cow goes by the initials PB, that ain't no hour of mine.
All right, we have a winner. Number 1.
Oh yeah.
Number 1 is the winner. Let me see. What's that? That's the, no, I don't want that. I want the poll gone. And number 1. Where's the other ones? That's the winner right there. Wasn't it? That's the winner. It kind of surprises me. I kind of expected one of the other ones. There's our winner, guys.
I always like this picture. I don't know. There's just something about that outfit that just pops.
Yeah.
And I don't know. Maybe it's the shades too that make the outfit.
I wonder which one the Rev would choose. Ooh,
no.
Good old Rev. All right, guys. All right, let's get back up to the main here. Now, I've been doing this every week for the last couple, 5 to 6 shows. It's the originals, and it's really cool to try to distinguish what the song is. So I've got 5 more here. Now, in the past, I've gotten kind of kicked off because I played the song too long. So I'm going to be careful with that. Hopefully we don't get kicked off. But like I said before, if we do, don't go anywhere. We will be right back. So here you go. What's that?
Kyle's taking a stab at Lily again. Shame Lily's never going to live that one down.
Which one? No, number 2. Yes, black leather. I see it. Yeah. What is it? Leather, rinse, and repeat.
Yeah, leather, rinse, and repeat.
Okay, real quick. This first song was recorded by Lulu Bell in 1935, and the title and a little bit of the lyrics were changed a little bit, but you'll know what it is once we get it. So, Fight. I got 6 seconds. I got to move this back over here. Just cover up. All right, here we go again.
Oh my Lord, that could be anything.
Yeah, wait till you hear what it is. One more time, guys. Put your. I know it. Well, I don't know how much of a delay we have, but I think it's close to like a minute. Ooh, that's a good guess, Brent. Actually, I don't care if the sun don't shine. All right, I'm going to play.
Gee.
Let's do it again. I
have no idea.
All right, here we go.
Have you seen Miss Cindy? She lives away downtown. Where? She's so sweet, the honeybees.
Come on home, Cindy, Cindy.
What the fudge?
Yeah. Unbelievable, huh?
And then the guy say that he had no talent.
1935.
Who would have?
Billy says that's the sound like the song we would use to round up our cow.
But you know what bust my mind open with that though? What attracted him to the original song in the first place?
Yeah, especially that song was recorded the year he was born.
Gee.
All right, here we go. This was gonna knock your socks off. It's gonna rattle your giblets. Let me close this one. Why isn't it playing? Oh, because. Okay, I'll start it all over again. Here we go.
I think Amazing Grace.
That would be a no.
Okay.
I'm serious. This blew me away. Brent says I want to be free. These are great guesses.
Wow,
Absolutely.
Brent, yeah.
Just before. Sounds like Just Pretend.
It.
Well, Kyle got it.
As I looked at my life.
Unbelievable, huh? Wow. All right, next.
Okay, that's quite catchy. I could see why he would gravitate towards something like that.
Here we go again. Call us Mr. Shazam. No, you can play. Give it a minute before you bust it, though.
Train right?
Here we go.
Wake up in the morning, feeling mighty weak.
What roads I have taken to romance or heartbreak.
Tell me which way you gotta go.
I gotta know.
I like that song, actually. I've always liked that song.
Yeah, it's a great song.
Yeah.
Yeah, didn't see that one coming. Yeah, here's one. You guys might get this one. Let me open this up so I can see the time.
I like
screwed up.
You almost gave it away.
Yeah.
Excuse Kyle. Excuse Kyle, folks. He's a little bit slow.
I gotta know why Cam's background isn't epic.
Well, I got over Charlotte Thompson. There's just one I remember.
Susan when she tried. Yeah, the reason why I do this, you guys, and we say it every week, is to confirm how creative he was to take a song like that and turn it into the ones he did.
Yeah, it's just it's insane.
All right, last one. Let me get the time here. All right, so here we go. So I only got 4 seconds to do this one. I'm gonna do it one more time, then I'll play it. Any guesses out there, guys? Oh, the old McDonald.
Old McDonald.
Here we go.
Oh, well, bless my soul, what's wrong with me? I'm acting wild as a bug, I'm in love. I'm all shook.
Wild, huh?
Crazy. I didn't even know there was an original of All Shook Up.
Yeah. I think the guy sang it, who wrote it, that was an Otis Blackwell song. And he did that one was actually sung by David Hill. The guy I Gotta Know was sung by Cliff Richard, the sample I have. Statler Brothers did Susan When She Tried. That was in 74. But most of these songs, like Without Love, was in 1957. Susan When She Tried, 74. I Gotta Know, 1959. All Shook Up, 1956. And then Cindy in 1935. Wow, huh?
Insane.
Yeah.
But that just goes to show, like you said. I mean, some of those songs I would have never even thought he would listen to. Never mind put his own spin on them.
What I do to this theme? I really screwed up this scene. This is the main chat. There we go. All right. So I have this video. Actually, I have one thing I set for today is, and this one I'm going to play all the way through. It's a video I created a couple of years ago. And tomorrow is the anniversary of the passing of Lisa Marie. Isn't it January 12th?
Mm-hmm.
So tomorrow, I want to play this just in honor of Lisa Marie. I probably should have done this at the top, but I actually forgot about until I just remembered on my notes. Here's the video I made as a tribute to Lisa Marie after she passed.
We're rolling. M10, take 3.
All right, just take 3.
One, two, three, 4.
They call your daddy Big Boots. Big Boots is his name.
Yeah. 126.
We're rolling. And
Boots like you, once wore little boots like you, once wore little boots like you, once wore little
Oh,
boots
seriously?
once wore little
It's
boots
going again.
like you,
It was the video
once
itself. It
wore
wasn't
little
them.
boots
They didn't
like
kick us off.
Oh.
once wore little boots
Sometimes the video will freeze up for some
like
reason.
you.
Yeah, no, it wasn't the copyright goons. It was because it's playing.
Once more.
Jeez.
It's just sometimes the video will freeze up with 𝐫𝐸𝐬𝐞𝐥. That's a pretty cool video
Hey,
for
Charlie.
Lisa Marie, though.
okay, we're rolling.
Wait, I'll tell you later.
You know, it's still hard to accept the fact that she's not here anymore.
Mm.
You know, it's
Sometimes a person still waits for it to pop on the screen and go, gotcha!
yeah. I mean, I always enjoyed watching the clips of her at the birthday celebration, seeing Benjamin and Riley and them there, and then even back when they were much younger. Just they didn't bump us.
And strange, Lisa always said that Elvis was the only one that could get her into the bathtub without a performance.
She loved her father, didn't she? I mean, he loved her.
Mm.
So yeah, I did that a couple of years ago, and it's still up on YouTube. But I thought I'd share that with you. I just love the video, and then of course the fast version of it was an outtake from the recording sessions. I think about 2025. I think about the last 3 years since she died. Just it's incredible how everything is ramped up with the rhetoric, the lies, the stuff that she would be able to dispute. It was almost like a door closed, or no, a door opened up when she passed away for all the deadbeats and all the storytellers and the money and the money grubbers out there, and it just irritates me. And it's just like I still get a little bit of people can't we leave well enough alone. It's just like the thing with Joel. I like the conversation. I don't know enough about Joel to pass judgment or anything other than say when I hear him say something or do something, I'm just like, well, I agree, I don't agree, or what. And this thing from the proclamation that he did, we just watched. I don't agree with half of what he said. I
No.
hope that they do have more videos come out, and all that's awesome. But don't take this to a Disneyland. Don't turn Graceland into a frickin' Disneyland, please. It's not. It's not what it. The whole argument they had about Priscilla. Well, that goes down to family. That's up to them what they want to do. It's none of our business. And to sit there and say, I'm going to boycott this, I'm going to boycott that, I'm going to do this, you know, leave it the fuck alone. It's absolutely ridiculous. And now Joel comes out and he calls some people parasites. And, thinking about it now, I agree with you. I think it's a little bit harsh of a word, but, we're not in his shoes and having to read all this stuff and being attacked on a regular basis by this stuff. So, at one point in time, I've used worse words than parasite, and now this is just amped up our jackass, over there that likes to just go after people. Now he's decided to go after Joel. I don't know what he's saying. All that, Kyle told me about it this morning, and I was tempted to go over there, and I just don't want to listen to it. I just let him bury himself. 1 minute he's sitting there making demands that Donna Pritchett needs to be allowed to go there, and then the next thing he's attacking the person he made demands for. What an obnoxious! I'm sorry. What an obnoxious, worthless human being. And I just, I don't want to do that anymore. I'm not going to get into it anymore. I try my best to stay away from it. And but when I hear stuff like that, and then every once in a while I do have to say something because I feel I'm protecting the legacy of Elvis. I will always be Donna Pritchett to me. That's her legal name. Period.
Yeah. Yeah, no, Carrie, that's a compliment.
Now I am going to
Cause,
I'm going to address. Oh, go ahead, Kim, because I'm going to change the subject.
no, I'm saying to Carrie, that's a compliment because even an ass has a job in the digestive system.
Yeah. So I mentioned this last night, and I just said, hold back on. I would hold back on what it is, but I'm gonna bring it up right now because I am going to. I don't know if it'll be a live feed or create a video, but this really. So I come across some in my research to find out that she is under conservatorship. Has been for a while. Somebody sued her to take conservatorship and take control. There's usually two reasons that people are put under a conservatorship. Number one, health. They need somebody to take care of and control, all aspects of their life, or finances because they don't know how to manage money. Well, her health's obviously fine because she's touring and taking cruises and all that. So why does she have to have her finances managed? It's still to this day. There's been no end of it all. It just gets me. It amazes me that this fraud is out there spilling these beans, spilling this crap, and telling stories that we've all heard. Anyway, that's my rant. That's my 30-second or 2-minute or whatever rant. Let's talk about what's happening this week, and then we can just open it up, or we can just. Oh, I do have a couple more things. This is cool. Watch this video. Now, what I did is a clip out of the movie 𝐫𝐞𝐬𝐲𝐸. There's 2 clips here. They're little short clips, and so I flipped them, and I'm hoping I don't get tagged on them. But I enjoy doing these things. There's a goof. There's something that this is a blooper, a goof in the movie of 𝐫𝐞𝐬𝐲𝐸. It's about 45 seconds. See if you can catch it. Here we go.
And besides, it's time to go home, and I promised you'd drive me.
Who'd you promise?
Me? Come on, let's go.
Just saved him from getting his teeth knocked out.
She saved somebody.
Colin.
Thank you. You know, I can't decide whether I like you better in uniform or out.
You worry about how your Christmas gifts are wrapped? That's what's...
All right, anybody just see the goof?
No idea.
It is. Once you find out what it is, it's blatant. It's right there.
Oh.
I don't even know her. I wouldn't give her. They're off on another subject. Of course, they're behind. They're about a minute or so behind. I'm gonna play this goof one more time. And can anybody tell me what's wrong with this goof?
And besides, it's time to go home, and I promised you'd drive me.
Who'd you promise?
Me? Come on, let's go.
There you go. Kyle got it.
And besides, it's time to go home,
She's
and I
wearing
promised
red
you'd drive
there.
me.
Who'd you promise?
Me? Thank you.
And here she's wearing a striped jacket.
Oh, yeah.
Decide whether I like you better in uniform or out.
Good one, Kyle. Wheel on the wrong side. No, I told you at the beginning. I flipped the video. It's backwards. It's so that's not what's wrong. Okay, number 2. This is the second goof from the same movie.
Do you suppose I could have... No. Wait a minute, only one new customer. Just one. Come on. No.
Yeah, Satin, and you got it too. Lily and them they got it. One more time.
Do you suppose I could have... No. Wait a minute, only one new customer. Just one. Come on. No.
I'm gonna give a couple of seconds to See if anybody catches it. He put guitar down, then he had it in his hand. Sat and got it. Puts the bass down.
Do you suppose I can
Puts it down. Next, got it in his hand.
Jeez, well then the editing wasn't really that brilliant in those days.
Well, it's a big difference between a red shirt and a striped. All right, this week. So this is what we got going. Tomorrow, I want to do a Zoom. For those of you that we've been talking about with the fan club and this trip, I will post the time. I will post all the information in those channels, because the only people that are in those channels are the ones that are part of that we're discussing to be part of it. Because I don't want to offend anybody. I just want to be able to maintain control of it, and if we need more people to come into it, we will. As we go, we'll have them. We'll have more people. So, I get rid of this one. Remove. Back to this. All right. So, and then Wednesday, Decoded. Back to that. 3:00 in the afternoon, Eastern Standard Time. Normal times that we do, 3:00. So Nancy, he had the guitar in his hand, put it down in the chair. Then the next scene, he has it back in his hand. No, I wouldn't call them the chosen ones. It's it's the one thing I worry about doing that, is because everybody thinking that I've chosen the. No, what I did is I put it out there and I said the first 5 people that want to join are going to be the ones. It wasn't a matter of choosing people, just to let everybody know. And then that's the Zoom meeting time tomorrow. I'll put that up to everybody. I'll have the link in there for you guys to join, and we'll just discuss it. I don't want to lose focus of getting this going, because this is a huge project. I don't want. I just the fan club stuff and all that. I want to get it going. I'm anxious to get it going, and the holidays kind of slowed us down, and we're past that. So for those of you who are part of that, I know you were. I don't want anybody. I just had a couple comments from somebody else saying, "Well, why them? Why can't I be a part of it?" And I just made it clear. It was I can't I can't hold a meeting if there's 20 people in there. We don't need that many people, and it's not that much to do. It's just a matter of focus of some people helping out in different aspects to try to get it going. But no, don't worry about it, Kyle. All right. So somebody suggested that as the movies, we start watching the Elvis movies from the beginning. So on Tuesday, we will be watching Love Me Tender.
Yay.
And then we're just going to go right through them all. Then we'll go to Loving You, Jailhouse Rock, King Creole, all the way down to, we've already seen That's the Way It Is in Elvis on Tour. So we're going to watch all the role play movies.
And we will have 20 questions next Sunday on the movie.
Yeah.
No, just kidding.
So, and I will be doing it twice because it's a shorter movie. It's only like an hour and 20 minutes. And so we always have fun. So join us. If you haven't joined us yet, do it, man. We have fun with it. Great conversations. It's all private. We're not out there. We don't get blocked, kicked off, or any of that stuff. It's really a lot of fun. So join us, please. The Zooms are a lot of fun. And then I'm moving Gospel Hour. I haven't done it last couple of weeks. So I'm going to start doing the Gospel Hour starting at 10, because 9 is just a little tough, especially for like the West Coast, that it's starting at 9 makes it 6 in the morning. Might be a little easier for a little hour. It's only an hour long, and I'm going to go live every week. It'll be a live 1-hour show every week, the Gospel Hour. We'll have the live chat and the request, and get the day started. I'll be there with my avatar. There you go. And then this is today's show right there, coffee date. And then we have increased the time for our midnight for our Friday nights from 9 to midnight. And I tell you, the 3 hours went just as fast as the 2 hours from the week before. Great conversation, great traffic reports. Nice visit from Blue Moon Bob. Oh, it was hilarious. Had a lot of fun. And then, of course, in our regular shows on Saturday, we all know Inside the Studio. And I haven't picked the songs yet for Inside the Studio. Now, coming up real soon, hopefully this month or within the next few weeks, Michael from Top of the Hops is going to be joining us on one show, and then we're going to have Leon's coming back. We're going to do another one with Leon. So,
Yeah,
so
and Rene,
I guess I
and
didn't.
Re-
I guess I didn't. Yeah, it was a
uh,
big show.
and did you say you were gonna send Renee an email, or was he gonna email you?
I don't know, but I'll send him an email anyways. I thought he said he was going to email me, but I'll send him an email. We'll get that. And now, anybody else that wants to join us, that wants to talk about, join us inside the studio, email me.
You know what?
It would be fun to have just anybody. You just off the street.
You know what would be interesting?
What's that?
If we had Renee, Leon, and Michael together with us on the Inside the Studio.
Ooh.
They each pick their favorite song, and then we pop it, and they all do the Inside the Studio with us.
Ooh,
So then
that'd be good, wouldn't it?
Then we not only 3 people that week, we 5 people that week.
5. Oh, you mean Leon, Michael, and oh wow.
Yeah.
I'll run out of screen. It'll be about that big a ramp by the time. Yeah, Brent.
Yeah,
Brent, come on anytime. Brent will come on, but Brent, you got to come on with video. So we'll do it. We'll get Brent on there, and one of these days I'm gonna get Dylan, but we got to do Dylan through Zoom because he can't connect into my program because of firewall or something on his router. Can we have an Elvis fan footage event of 70s concerts? Elvis fan footage. Yeah, that's what those we have to be very careful about with getting copyright strikes, getting kicked off. Some will work. There's a jerk out. There's some guy out there thinks he owns every one of those audience recordings, and he's hit a lot of people with strikes, but he doesn't own them. It's funny because he started a YouTube channel showing them himself. He had all these disclaimers all over, so you couldn't comment, and all of a sudden he lost his channel for copyright. I'm invited to what? Walmart? Gee, okay. So Decoded, join us. You guys join us. If you guys got the time, join us or watch the replays. The Decoded conversations are in depth. I will be doing a Donna thing this week. I don't know if it's live. It'll probably be live because I want a discussion about it. As soon as I get all the highlight points all together, I want to do that. And then, but everything else, we're just gonna have fun. Well, do some more. Kyle's gonna do some more lives. I'm gonna do some more lives. There'll be sometimes I do it that will be just quick. I don't expect Cam. Cam can always do it. It's just time factors. So I hope he can join me, but I don't want to kill him either. I don't want him to be knocked. I don't want to wear him out. It's hard. It's hard to, he has to wake up at 3:30 in the morning his time to do the Friday night show. So, or I give him a wake up call, or he gets up, one or the other. But it's a great show. So, watch for me to do some pop ups too. Hell, I might wake up one morning at 3:00 in the morning, feel like playing some tunes, and just go on live and just do it at the last minute. So I'll send notifications like, "Hey, dude, I'm live. Make some requests. Oh, I want to hear Old McDonald." He's too busy driving around South Africa on his scooter. Yeah, I'm so glad you got that thing. It's so cool. I tell you what, you guys, I appreciate all the great comments you guys have been giving me for support on my journey. I haven't weighed until tomorrow, so I don't know if I've lost any more. Total, I've lost 12 pounds. in 3
Wow.
weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 3
Yeah,
weeks, and
3.
that's not even getting to the point of doing exercises. I mean, working out. I mean, I've been doing stuff in my room, which I'm going to start sharing. But I bought this. This is something else. I'm not going to put it on because I'll look like my favorite Martian. Um, this is this is for my iPhone to strap to my head so that I can videotape me walking down the hallway. And if you see all of a sudden the video camera go, you know I went. So anyway, appreciate it all, every one of you. You guys, I really appreciate your support. Um, this whole thing that we're doing to get us to the 50th is growing. We've got several of you who are doing the same thing. I know I'm not going to mention names, but there's some other people that are doing a fitness thing of trying to lose some weight and get ready too. So that's exciting. Um, to all of it, it's just to get to Memphis and have all of us meet face to face, and I can't wait to get Cam here, and we just, oh my God, poor Memphis, man. Joel will never know what hit Graceland, and it won't be AI.
No.
So I've got little goals along the way, and with what I'm trying to to stay active and get more and more active. So, and I've been getting them. I've had a few blocks and a few challenges, and some days I don't feel well at all. I just relax. I can't do it every single day because I take a breather. But little by little, if I can get to I could feel myself with a little more energy by pushing myself. So, and I've been getting a little more sleep, and we're gonna have fun. I just think about how different is Graceland gonna be then than what it is now. And I hope it's not all that AI shit.
No.
Thanks, Charlie. 𝐫𝐞𝐥𝐜𝐸 slander? What's that? Wait a minute. Did I miss something? I missed that. Yeah, she has. She's lost a lot of weight. I talked to her on the phone the other day. You could tell too when you look at it in her face. She's been working out. We're going to destroy Memphis. Kyle says. So yeah, you guys.
Or very close to it.
Yeah. So once again, thank you all for all the support. I'll put out a notification tomorrow for the Zoom, and hopefully, majority of you can make it. It won't be long. Of course, no telling with how long we'll talk, but I want to set some I want to set some tentative type preliminary goals of what we need to do next. Now, I want to also put it out to everybody, and I think as a group that we're going to meet tomorrow, we're going to kind of I want to discuss the logo and the layout and actually the name a little bit, because I want to put it out to vote, because right now the logo and all that is part of it was created by Kyle, and then I between it's been a work of three different people. Well, I want to put that out there, but I also want to invite some other ideas, because you never know what will come out there. So I want to put a goal of trying to actually, by the end of this month, have a complete logo, name, everything, all. And I'm going to register that name. So it's registered, and it will be our name for the group, for the fan club. And then we're going to put it out there. I've got everything to start making ID cards. I'm going to make ID cards for anybody that joins the fan club. It'll just be kind of cool. I'm not going to have your pictures on them. It's just going to have like Cam or Rick or our name, and it's just going to have on the back. One of our goals we have is to create a mission statement, short mission statement of what we as a fan club do. That's going to be on the back. On the front, it's going to be just the fan club and all that, and then we'll go from there. And because I can make these and mail them, and they won't cost hardly anything to mail. I gotta tell you guys something though. You guys remember 2 months ago, maybe 3 months ago, when I did a giveaway when we hit 25,000, and Kirsty won the signed book by Riley of the Lisa Marie book. Oh, I
Mm-hmm.
shipped it in the mail and it got lost. And so I put a thing out there for them to search it. Well, it was delivered the other day to her finally. It took 3 months for that freaking book to get to her.
Jeez.
I don't know. The post office, and it was from our end. It wasn't. I don't think it even got to across the ocean. But anyway,
Jeez.
she finally got it. So on the giveaways, I think what I'm going to do with giveaways is, there's we'll have some things, but when we get our merchandise going, I think what we'll do is I'll give away, like, a tumbler here or a cap here, or some kind of merch that we have, a coffee cup, and I'll let them ship it.
Mm.
Because they use a certain shipping service, and it'd be cheaper for them to do it because they do it in bulk. So I'll
Mm.
start selling things, and I could list, so anyways, what I'm trying to say is I don't want to limit or say I can't ship to the UK or other places. The challenge is if it costs way too much, I can't do it. I'm not gonna send a $25 book and pay $40 in shipping.
Mm-mm.
You know, um, it's um, it's crazy. But I also don't want to hold people out. So, shipping out the ID cards will be nothing anyways. Yeah, you put that in a regular postage, it'll get there pretty quick. Um, Anyway, I digress. I got to finish doing the merch, so we're gonna have a. Well, I'm going to create some merch on the aspect of what we do. Then I'm going to, on the fan club stuff. Once we get that established, I want to make some cups and all that. I do some mugs and maybe some caps, maybe a hoodie, a what do you what was it? A tumbler koozie, things like that. Phone covers, just something, it's not, I don't expect to obviously get rich, but we don't. I'm not doing it to monetize or put money in my pocket. I'm doing it to get us to Memphis, and I'm doing it to help Cam. It's a twofold. It's not. Plus, as a fan club, we can't profit.
Mm.
We can't make. Um. All right, guys. There was no slander of her. I don't know what she's talking about. I don't know what you guys are talking about either. I haven't been on this conversation.
They're talking about Donna Pritchett,
That she slandered somebody.
that she's now complaining that in the references that Joe made to quote unquote parasites.
Well, here's the deal. She can't prove who he's talking about.
And here's another thing. Why is she feeling so defensive all of a sudden? Obviously he hit a nerve. So the only reason why she's hitting a nerve is because she feels guilty.
Yeah.
No, I didn't, Olga.
What's that?
Olga asked if I ever received the stuff that was
Yeah.
sent to me last year. No, I didn't.
Yeah. I sent. Yeah. I even forgot. I think I sent you something.
Yeah, you tried to send me a postcard.
That's right. Never got there. He doesn't get anything there. He has to buy whenever the donations. I just tell people that if you want to buy him a gift, the best thing to do is just do it to the GoFundMe and just tell them, hey, buy something for yourself as a gift, for you personally. Because the money that he gets donated goes to what is it, restoring everything back to where it was, and that's where he continues to do, and then anything else.
I I don't know, Olga, because we don't even have a postal service anymore. We don't even have a post office where we are. They closed it down.
Yeah, one day. Well, you said one time you got something after 2 years, didn't you?
But that was back in the day where we still had regular snail mail.
Yeah. I tell you what, I am gonna. You know, I have so much to say, but I'm not going to do it in this show about her. I want to keep this show upbeat. But for
No,
those
I'm
of
pretty
you who
much.
want to have a discussion about this with me, I just want to put this out. If you're going to join me with the fact that you know what the conversation is going to be about, and that there will be some, we try to negative remarks or that so that's open for people. I don't want any complaints or well, I'll be talking about this. That's because that's what I told you we were going to talk about, and I don't do that often anymore. But once in a while, I'm going to do it. But everything else, our Saturday shows, our Sunday shows, our Zoom movies, all that. It's all positive. It's fun. We're gonna have fun, and you guys can laugh at me when we screw everything up, but it's just the way it is. I can't hear nothing. Is it my phone? Well, I don't know, Nancy. I have no clue. I can't troubleshoot something over the internet. It's probably your phone because I think everybody else could hear me. I would say. And if you hear what I just said, then there's nothing wrong with your phone. Um. Anyway, thank you, everybody.
Thanks, guys.
You have anything else, Cam? That's it.
Yeah, that's it from
That's
me.
a short show. No goodbye. No long goodbye. All right. We will see some of you tomorrow. We'll see some of you Tuesday. We'll see some of you Wednesday. Nothing on Thursday. That's when Cam and I do our recording inside the studio. So Friday is pretty much a day off. I edit a little bit on the video, and then we do our radio show, and then we kick it into gear on Saturday and Sunday. And so, what do you mean you can't work miracles?
Hey, you guys are most welcome.
What's that? Say it again. Oh yeah, thank you, Cam. Yeah, definitely. Cheer, boys. Thanks, Banjo. Good to see you. Bye, everyone. Thanks, Rick. Thanks, Lori. Thanks, Olga. Olga, thanks for the check. Thanks, Lori. Thanks for the Tumblr. Joanne, thank you for the book, Decoded. You guys are awesome. It's fun. Um, we'll just keep going. I'm loving these books. We got to step up the. I got to step up the book chats, but I can't. I'm not going to push a thing on Cam. So anyway, you guys, love you guys. You guys are awesome. We got a great community, and and have a good Sunday evening. Bye. What am I going to come out with? What am I going to go out with? I didn't put a song up there, did I? Well, we'll just use the same one. How about? Oh well, this is always a good one. See y'all later.
Thanks, guys.